In an unfortunate turn of events, a tragic plane crash has claimed the lives of several members of the Boston Skate Club, including coaches and young athletes who had the potential to make a lasting mark in the world of figure skating. Among those who tragically lost their lives were two renowned coaches, Vadim Nomas and Gina Sisko, both of whom had previously competed in the 1994 Winter Olympics. Alongside them were talented young skaters, including Spencer Lane, a promising talent who only began skating 3 years ago, and 13-year-old Gina Horn, whose bright future was cut short in this heartbreaking accident. The crash occurred just outside Washington, D.C., as the flight, which had been carrying members of the Boston Skate Club, went down unexpectedly. The news has deeply shaken the skating community, and many of those affected are still processing the enormity of the loss. Former Olympic figure skater Nancy Kerrigan, who was one of the first to speak on the tragedy, expressed her sorrow and grief over the loss of the athletes and their families. The outpouring of emotions was evident as Kerrigan, speaking to reporters, described the pain and shock she felt upon hearing the news. Her voice trembled as she recounted how, despite the strength and resilience of those affected by such tragedies, the weight of this particular loss felt especially hard to bear. Kerrigan, who has known many of the victims personally, reflected on the close-knit nature of the skating community. "We're all family," she said, emphasizing the tight bonds formed between skaters, coaches, and families over the years. For Kerrigan, the pain was not just about losing talented individuals, but also about losing friends and mentors who had shaped the lives of countless young athletes. She spoke about the memories she had of seeing these coaches and skaters at various competitions and events, recalling their kindness, hard work, and dedication to the sport. Kerrigan's words were echoed by many others in the skating community. A sense of disbelief and heartache filled the air as people tried to come to terms with the loss. Kerrigan, alongside other members of the skating community, made it clear that while they were mourning the loss of the athletes, they also recognized the strength of the families and the resilience of those affected by the tragedy. "We are strong," Kerrigan continued. "It will take time, but we will get through this together." She acknowledged that tragedies like this one are never easy to process, but she expressed confidence that the community would find a way to heal and move forward. One of the most poignant moments came when Kerrigan spoke about Spencer Lane, the 16-year-old skater who had only begun his journey in figure skating 3 years ago. Despite his relative newness to the sport, Spencer had already shown immense promise, impressing many in the community with his skill and dedication. Kerrigan described Spencer as a phenom, someone who had achieved great things in a short amount of time. She recalled how Spencer had performed in a recent ice show, where he captivated audiences with his natural grace and understanding of the sport. "He was just a kid, but his talent was undeniable," Kerrigan said, visibly emotional. "He understood what it meant to connect with the audience and to bring joy through his skating." Spencer's story serves as a reminder of the raw talent that was lost in the crash. Despite only being on the ice for a few years, he had already achieved a level of success that many skaters spend a lifetime striving for. Kerrigan's story of Spencer's excitement after his first professional show reflected the bright future that was taken away too soon. "He came to me, smiling from ear to ear, saying, 'I get it now,'" Kerrigan recalled. He had discovered the joy of sharing his gift with others, and it was clear he was on the path to greatness. In addition to Spencer, Kerrigan also paid tribute to Gina Horn, the 13-year-old skater who had been on board the flight. Horn was a young athlete full of promise, someone who had dedicated herself to the sport from an early age. Kerrigan spoke about how she had seen Gina grow over the years, always impressing those around her with her dedication and work ethic. "She was just a little girl, but she was so full of grace and determination," Kerrigan said. "She was always in it to win it, but she did it with such a positive spirit, supporting her fellow competitors." The loss of both Spencer and Gina has left a deep void in the skating world, one that will be felt for years to come. The skating community has rallied around the families of the victims, offering support and condolences in this incredibly difficult time. Kerrigan, along with other members of the Boston Skate Club and the broader skating world, has made it clear that while the pain of the loss is immense, they will stand together in solidarity to help each other through this tragedy. As the details surrounding the crash continue to unfold, more stories about the passengers on board the flight are coming to light. Spencer Lane, a promising young figure skater who had only been in the sport for a few years, has garnered widespread attention for his exceptional talent and bright future. In just 3 short years, Spencer had become a standout in the figure skating world, mastering triple jumps and demonstrating an innate connection with the ice. His performance in his first professional show, held in Kendall Square in Cambridge, left a lasting impression on those who witnessed it. Nancy Kerrigan, who had seen Spencer perform, shared a touching memory of him after the show. He was nervous before his first performance, but once it was over, Spencer was absolutely beaming. Despite being a newcomer, he had already displayed such a natural grace and talent that it was clear he was on the fast track to success. In fact, Kerrigan had already reached out to Doug Webster, the artistic director of Ice Dance International, urging him to keep an eye on Spencer. Kerrigan praised not only Spencer's skating skills but also his kind and humble nature, which made him stand out even more. The tragedy of the crash has deeply affected those who knew Spencer. His natural ability and hard work were evident, and he was a star on the rise in the figure skating world. It's heartbreaking to think about how much potential was lost, and how his bright future was tragically cut short. Another victim on the flight was 13-year-old Gina Horn, a young athlete full of grace and promise. She, too, was a figure skater, and at such a young age, she had already established herself as a competitor to watch. Descriptions of Gina paint a picture of a young woman who, despite her fierce determination to win, was also known for her kindness and graciousness. In the highly competitive world of figure skating, these qualities are not always easy to find, but they were a defining characteristic of Gina's personality. Her loss, just like Spencer's, is felt deeply by those in the skating community. The loss of the coaches on the flight, Vadim Nomas and Gina Sisko, has also been felt tremendously. Both of them had competed in the 1994 Winter Olympics and had become respected figures in the world of figure skating. They were known for their high standards and their dedication to their athletes. But those who knew them well also spoke of their kindness and generosity. They were strict in their approach, but they supported their students every step of the way. Their high expectations were balanced by their care for the people they mentored, which is a rare and valuable combination. As the emotional tributes continue to pour in, it's clear that the shock of this tragedy extends far beyond the immediate families of the victims. The skating community, which often feels like a tight-knit family, has been left shaken by this catastrophic event. The outpouring of love and support from athletes, coaches, and fans alike highlights the deep bonds that exist within this world. Everyone who has been touched by the victims, whether personally or through their contributions to the sport, is grieving in their own way. As we continue to learn more about the victims and the impact they had on those around them, it becomes clear that their legacies will live on. Spencer, Gina, Vadim, Gina Sisko, and the others who perished on that flight were not just talented athletes, they were also kind, generous individuals who touched the lives of everyone they encountered. While their time was tragically cut short, the memories of their contributions to figure skating will continue to inspire and motivate those who knew them. The families and friends left behind are left to navigate the difficult road ahead. The grief and pain they are experiencing is unimaginable, but in time, we can only hope that the love and support of their community will help them find a way to move forward. The strength of those affected by this tragedy is a testament to the enduring power of love and human connection, even in the face of the most heartbreaking of circumstances. As we reflect on the lives lost and the memories they leave behind, it is essential to remember that tragedy strikes when we least expect it. We must hold our loved ones close and cherish every moment we have with them. And as we continue to mourn the loss of these remarkable individuals, let us also celebrate their lives and the joy they brought to the world. Their spirits will continue to live on through the people they inspired, the lives they touched, and the legacy they leave behind.